Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report, and today I'm talking with Kenton Jones, who's the managing director of the Trial Club in Jamaica. And if you don't know the Trial, it's a historic resort. It's really a famed resort, and we wanted to talk to Kenton about what's going on at this property, the renovations, everything else that's going on, and you're going to find out about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Ken, first of all, great to see you. I see you are overlooking your resort, and I'm pretending I'm in your resort behind me. Although I do have this sweater on, so it's a little hot. So we'll see what happens. But great to see you. First of all, tell us a little bit about the history of the Trial. It's called actually the Trial Golf and Beach Club. When did the resort open, and how recently has it been renovated?
Yeah, thanks, James, and thanks for having me. So the Trial Club was an old plantation, and it had been a plantation for hundreds of years before getting purchased in the 1950s. And the ambition at that stage was to make it into one of the most luxurious private clubs in the world. So they purchased it with 2,500 acres.
Hmm.
And on the front section behind me, you can see a golf course if you look closely, coming right down to the ocean and then starting to
Looks
go
great.
up.
Yeah, I can see it. I see some
Yeah,
people teeing off behind you there.
there's a couple of hole in ones out there this morning. Yeah, for sure. So they built the golf course. It's a championship golf course. They then started to build their own villas around the golf course. Down on the ocean were some of the first, and there's a couple further up in the hills. And they really used it in the 60s and 70s. It was predominantly a place where they'd take their family. A lot of them were from New York, Texas. They'd spend the winter here and commute back and forth. Today, there's 90 villas. 70 of them are available for rental. Some date right back to the 50s from those first people who developed the property, and some are just getting open today, brand new villas.
And so it's all villa resort essentially.
It's all villas. So the smallest villas are one bedroom villas, the biggest villas are 10 bedroom villas.
Now, where exactly is Trial located? I sort of remember because I've passed by it a few times, but where in relation to like Montego Bay, Ocho Rios, and things like that?
Sure. So you will probably have passed by it on the way to Negril.
Okay.
We are just under an hour west of Montego Bay. So Montego Bay is where a lot of the airlift into Jamaica is. Most of the big airlines from the US fly into there every day. And then we're just a stone's throw away across the town.
So what you would do is fly into Montego Bay and then get transported over to the resort from there, I assume.
Yeah, and most big airlines fly in there. So American fly in there, Delta fly in there, United fly in there, WestJet, etc. So the airlift into Mobay is pretty good.
Now, why over the years, obviously this state's it's become a classic Caribbean property. What has sustained it all this time, where it's become so famous?
Um, it's a labour of love. There's no two ways about it. The owners bought into a piece of Jamaica. They didn't. It's not a. Yeah, it's not a place where you come to just for the resort. You come to because it feels part of the Jamaican culture, and it is part of the Jamaican culture.
Right.
And a lot of there's family members from the original people who developed it who still come here and have come every year. There's
That's
staff here.
dedication. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And then there's staff here who've been here 30, 40, even 50 years. So, like some of the caddies out on the golf course today are caddying for the grandchildren of the grandparent they were caddying for 40, 50 years ago. So,
Oh.
there's a real history and deep relationship between the guests who come here and the people who are here. And I think that is what has really kept Trial as a unique and special property.
Well, I've always known about it, just have never been there. I go to Jamaica a fair amount over the years, but always wondered like what is behind that gate, and and so it, it
Um,
it looks
Next time you got
gorgeous.
to come.
I know I'm gonna have next time I get done. I was trying to go the last time I was there, but I just didn't have enough time. Now, what about your background? I mean, you've been managing director now for a couple of years now, but where have you been before in the travel industry?
So I was with Virgin for 20 years.
Hmm.
Most recently, prior to here, I was regional general manager for Virgin Limited Editions, so of the BVI. So I
Okay.
was responsible for Necker Island and Mosquito Island. Before that, still with Virgin, my wife and I ran Casbah Tamadot in Morocco for them.
Wow.
And then we co-managed Necker Island for about 5 years together as well.
No, that's amazing. And Sir Richard has always had an interest with the Necker. In fact, he just made a big offer to Virgin guests for in his annual pass. A part of that is you get to stay in Necker Island. So that's going to be interesting. And I always wonder, I've never been to it. I know all these properties. I was actually there many, many years ago when they launched Virgin Limited Edition. So I do remember that when Sir Richard was there and talking with him at that point.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great property, and Richard is an amazing guy to work for sure.
Yeah. Now, you've made a lot of changes with your management team over the last 2 years. Who have you brought in and what are they doing now?
Um, so we've opened a new restaurant called Ocean, which is the patois word for ocean, and we use that name because it tells the story about the location, both culturally and physically, because it's right over the beach. Um, Naturally, we wanted to get a Jamaican chef to lead the team in there so we can get
Sure.
the best of the Jamaican flavors and the best Jamaican experience. And I was lucky enough to meet Kevin Betton, who's our head chef. He was head chefing for us in one of our villas. And I went and had one of his lunches. It was outstanding. And I could see that he had the right technical skill set and the right vision to really lead this restaurant where we want it to go. So he's been one of our big appointments.
Okay.
We also opened a new spa, and I brought. So I mentioned to you I worked with my wife before we were co-managing together. She was in the spa business, and more recently has done spa work. So she came in and opened um, Liberty Spa,
Okay.
which we opened at the end of 2023. And that is perched up on the hillside on the western side of Trial.
No, so you got new restaurant, new spa.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about you have all villas, but are they all some of them are newer? Are they different styles? I mean, what are the kind of options that guests have to for accommodations?
Yeah, sure. So we've got different categories. So there's classic, deluxe, luxury, depending on how the property is positioned. They're all fully staffed villas, so that is core within all of them. So they come with a team who look after you from beginning to end of the experience. And there's the modern, there's the very traditional Jamaican feel villas, and they all capture something pretty magical and pretty special. And because of our roots as a club, where the owners are responsible for these villas,
Right.
they're all independent, but they all get that deep um, sense of attention because those people are paying attention to exactly what goes on in the villas, and they're working with the club to define what that experience is.
Now, are some of them more recently renovated or compared to the others or?
Yeah, sure. So there's villas renovating every year. We have a construction season, so every construction season people are working on elevating the standards of their villas. And there's some villas that are brand new. So we brought one brand new villa, Oceana, onto the rental market in 2024. We're looking to bring another villa, perhaps two villas, onto the rental market in 2025. So there's always new ones coming online as people develop their lots.
Well, it sounds like wonderful accommodations regardless because they're large and it's great to be in a villa and an all villa resort is pretty fantastic. Now,
Yeah.
you mentioned you have the new restaurant, but how many total restaurants do you have on property and bars as well?
So we've also got the grill, which is sort of the other side of the pool that's behind you, is a beach grill, which is casual dining. It's where most people on the beach and at that pool will go to for lunch. Um, We then have the Great House. We host as I'm sure you know, Jamaica is a amazing musical country.
Sure.
We host a piano night up in the Great House, and the main singer there is one of our tennis coaches. We've got a big tennis
Really?
program.
Oh,
Yeah, and this guy opens his mouth and sounds like Dean Martin. So he does our piano night up in the Great House, and we of course do a reggae night. And there's incredible reggae bands
oh
in the
yeah.
area, so we do a reggae band night just down on the beach.
No, that's amazing. So you have those two things, and in fact, I think afterwards, I think I got to turn around and go have a little lunch behind me at the
You should
grill.
definitely do that.
I
It's
should do
very
that.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
some lunch later. Now,
Yeah.
you talked about the spa. Tell us a little more in detail about this spa. How large is it, and what kind of sort of what's the ethos in terms of the treatments?
So the spa is called Liberty Spa.
Right.
It's Liberty is a Rastafari name which emphasizes having a balanced and harmonized lifestyle. We've got a blend of treatments in the spa. So we've got things like our KC facial, which is a very modern skincare treatment,
Hmm.
really popular with a lot of our members who live here or frequently come here.
Hmm.
And then we've got other experiences such as our sound bath experience. We use Jacana, which is a Jamaican product. It's a CBD massage oil, and we've developed a unique range of massages with their products. You get a fully Jamaican experience as you go into the spa. We are with 6 treatment rooms.
Okay.
2 of them are double treatment rooms. We also go and do treatments in the villas, and then we have a big yoga studio in there as well.
Now, of course, you are known for your golf, and what have you made any changes to the course? And you also are known for the beach. I don't know if you made any changes there, but and then of course you mentioned you have tennis as well. So talk a little bit about those activities and what guests can find.
Yeah, sure. So the golf is championship golf course. Used to run the Johnny Walker events. We've got an incredible superintendent on that golf course. He's there at 4:30 a.m. most mornings. Um, we've really been focusing rather than on changes. We've been focusing on quality. So quality of
Okay.
the greens, quality of the fairways. Um, and the feedback we're getting is really, really good now in terms of the overall experience. We host the Jamaica Open, so that
Okay.
really kicks off our season in November. So we get the course into tip-top condition for then and maintain it at that level all the way through the season. Um, we've got the tennis program. We've actually got about 20 people who run the tennis program, from pros to ball boys to hitting partners, all Jamaican, trained by one of the team members who's been here for 30 years, and he's got them all into an amazing level of tennis. I can even hit a serve now, James, which is pretty unique. I've been terrible at tennis all my life. So that's a great sport. As you know, for multi generations, they've gone into the pickleball phase as
Well, I was going to
well.
ask you about that because
And
now pickleball is all the rage, and I've even started doing it. I used to be a tennis player, and I was not bad, but now I haven't played tennis in years. I guess it
sure.
was when I started getting beaten by my son all the time. I got really discouraged, and now I play pickleball with my business partner just in our community here, and we're not very good, but you I obviously have discovered pickleball as well.
We have pickleball courts. We have pickleball coaches. We're 100% into the pickleball for sure, and it's popular, right? I mean, as you say, you can come as a family of 4, never having played pickleball, and have a great game of pickleball. So that's the selling point, I think, on that.
And then, or you can go get tennis lessons, and then maybe hear a little Dean Martin tune while you're
Why
waiting
not?
like that. That
Why
sounds
not?
great. And then, of
Why
course,
not?
you have an amazing beach, I hear.
We've got a fantastic beach, yeah, and there's a new beach the other side of the restaurant as well. We had about 100 meters of real estate on that side that we'd never really done anything with. So we've developed that into a little secret garden going down onto the beach, which is a great quiet area.
Fantastic. Well, we go out to about 128,000 travel advisors, many of whom are going to be interested in booking trial for their clients. What can you tell them about the secrets of having a great stay at the Trial Golf and Beach Club?
So I would say trial, it's a journey of discovery. So there's a really rich and diverse history here that you kind of unpick as you experience it and as you meet people and as you make more relationships. So you have to come in a mindset to give over to the Jamaican pace of life, to give over to that lifestyle, and to just experience it and absorb it. And once you do that, you just discover it's absolutely magical.
Yeah, it sounds amazing, and I do have to get down there next time I come to Jamaica. Now, anything else you want to tell our travel advisors about how they can better work with you to satisfy their clients?
Yeah, sure. I would call the reservations office. They're on site. They go to the villas. They get out of the office. They meet a lot of the guests. A lot of the guests when they're here. We have a huge repeat client base. You come to my manager's cocktails party, there'll be people 20th year, 30th year, every single day, every single week. So they know the guests. And if you're a travel advisor working for us, especially working with us, especially if it's the first time or first couple of times, they can do an excellent job of fitting your guests with the right villa because the villas are all unique and they're all different. So what is right for one group might be not the best fit for another group. So call them, talk to them. They know the product inside out.
Now, where can travel advisors go to learn more about Trial Golf and Beach Club in terms of websites, anything else where they can get more resources to understand the resort a little?
Just go to trial.com, trialclub.com,
Okay.
which is our website. You'll find everything on there. You'll find all the contact information on there and get in touch.
Fantastic. Well, Kenton, great to talk with you. I am very sorry we're not doing this live at your resort right now. And hopefully I'll get down there in the next time. We had tried at one time
So,
to coordinate things, but my time was fairly limited down in Jamaica that time. But I do get down there. But I tell you what, we'll do another interview live at the property the next time I visit.
we'd love to see you.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.